fellow travelers. I usually pride myself with how honest I am about travel, but I realized that I could have been more honest in a particular video that I posted not too long ago. With that being said, I'm going to use this time to be more honest about my travels to Rapid City, South Dakota, and Mount Rushmore. Before I get into the video, I just want to clarify that Mount Rushmore was absolutely beautiful. South Dakota was beautiful, Rapid City was beautiful. Please do not interpret this video as me being hateful towards anyone or anything. I simply just want to be honest with you guys so you guys want to watch my videos. I do not want to be fake to you guys. Now that that's over with, let's begin with the story. So, like I said in a previous video, me and Jamie wanted to go to Mount Rushmore in South Dakota. But we didn't know if we'd get there or when we'd get there, so we didn't make any plans. We just figured that was going to be our end goal. So we had no hotel, no plans, like I said, so we just didn't know. We were in Zion National Park in Utah, and we realized that the next stop we wanted to do was Mount Rushmore. We didn't have a lot of time left on our trip, and we had to go all the way back to Kentucky, so we figured that would be a pretty good stop in the middle to stop and take some time and relaxation and see a pretty cool monument. So we pretty much had to go through all of Utah and all of Wyoming. And at the end of Wyoming, I figured it was time to call and try to get a hotel. So before I book hotel, pretty much before I book anything, I always go on TripAdvisor to make sure that these places are getting good reviews, because I personally don't like giving my money to somewhere that isn't that great. I'm sure you guys can relate to that, and I'm sure you use TripAdvisor. It's an awesome website. If you haven't, check it out. So I was also checking prices on TripAdvisor for all of the hotels that we were thinking about staying, and it was pretty ridiculous. I'm not saying that any hotel is bad or not good, but mediocre hotels in most other towns were $400 a night. I don't know about you, but that's ridiculous to me. I'm not spending $400 on something mediocre that I could stay in another city for $100 a night. It's just, I'm not giving my money to that. So after we ruled out the expensive hotels, we decided to call the average priced hotels, because we realized soon that every single hotel in South Dakota, or Rapid City, South Dakota, was extremely overpriced. So we just started calling people. So the first hotel that I called, they told me that they had no room and that it was going to be incredibly hard for us to get a room tonight because everybody was booked. Obviously, we got really scared about that, because where else were we going to go? There's pretty much nowhere between Wyoming and South Dakota. If you've ever been in Wyoming, there's more people in Louisville, Kentucky than the whole state of Wyoming, if that tells you anything. So we just started calling hotel after hotel after hotel. Some hotels didn't even answer their phone, which I thought was incredibly rude. At least tell us that you don't have rooms instead of not answering a customer's phone. That is not good customer service. I'm just saying. So we decided to go in the next town over, which is Spearfish. Spearfish had no rooms. And we also called a few more towns that were pretty close by, and nobody had a room. So we didn't know what to do. We either had to sleep in our car or find somewhere to stay. So I called my dad, who was back in Kentucky, and he was like, okay, I found a hotel for you, but it's not the best place to stay. So we kind of freaked out. We looked at TripAdvisor, and all the reviews were really bad, but what else were we going to do? We had to stay somewhere. So after my dad told us that one hotel, we decided to call it because we figured that was probably our last chance. So we did call it, and they did have a room, but we were trying to keep an open mind and just figure out what we were going to do that night. So we decided to take the room that was available. So finally we pulled up into the hotel, and we just noticed that it was sketchy at the first glance. So we just get our stuff out and we go into the hotel, and the smell of smoke is intoxicating. I have asthma and allergies, so I wasn't too happy about that, but I was trying to get past that. And there was also really loud music coming from a bar that they have inside the hotel, which was also kind of sketchy. So we go up to the front desk, and the front desk has this glass, like kind of like when you go to a doctor's office when you're talking to the receptionist and they like slide the glass open and they're like, "Hi, like how can I help you?" It was pretty much exactly like that. The woman was incredibly nice, but after we paid in cash, by the way, because we just didn't know about this place. After we paid, this man throws this other man against the window that the receptionist was at and said, "This man, he was trying to touch a woman in the bathroom in the club. What do you want me to do with him?" And you know what she said? She said, "Throw him out." Literally, like that. Just like no big deal that this man was harassing a woman in the bathroom. She did not care. She was just like, "Yeah, throw him out." We were like, what the heck? Like, we were so disturbed by it because this doesn't happen usually to us. So we just kind of look at each other like, what are we going to do? Like, we already paid. We can't leave now. So then after he throws him out, she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. It's club night." And I'm like, is that really a good enough excuse for someone to harass someone in the bathroom? I don't think so. I'm sure you guys don't think so. So that was an extremely sketchy moment. So we just kind of put on our big girl panties and went upstairs to our room. And the room really wasn't that bad. It was clean, but it was very dated, and it was honestly just like reeked, and it was alright to stay in for a night, but it was incredibly overpriced. It was $150 to stay there when the hotel should have been $40 a night. And I'm not exaggerating. We stayed at a really nice hotel in Winslow, Arizona for $50 a night. Super clean, everybody was nice. So obviously we were comparing the two. Anyway, we just decided to sleep, get it over with. We had a place to stay, no big deal. So we slept that night, and we didn't sleep that great because I was hearing car alarms go off all night, and I was so afraid that my car was going to be broken into. But I just hoped for the best when I woke up in the morning. So after we woke up that morning, we got all our stuff together, and we woke up pretty early just to get out of the hotel and get on with our day. We took showers, we did all that stuff, and we left. But we just checked out and got on our way to go to Mount Rushmore. So we got to Mount Rushmore, and we paid to get in, and we went into the monument. And honestly, the monument is pretty cool, but I wouldn't say it's like the most fantastic thing I've ever seen, because honestly it's a little touristy and overpriced. And I'm just trying to be honest with you guys. I do think if you are from the US that you should see it once, because it is a part of our history, and it does show 4 really inspirational men that pretty much founded our country and made it is what it is today. So I do suggest that if you're American from the US, you should definitely go see it at least once. But other than that, it was incredibly overpriced. It was super touristy, and it took us about an hour to get through because there really wasn't that much to see. I'm really glad that I saw it because it was really cool and really pretty, and I at least got to check something off my bucket list. But don't go out of your way to see it, and I also suggest to not stay there at the night. Rapid City is incredibly overpriced, and I wouldn't want any of you guys to stay there for $400 a night at a mediocre hotel. Seriously, just trust me and don't do it because it's pretty ridiculous, and there really isn't that much to do around there. I just wouldn't suggest to stay the night there. I would do it as a small stop on the way to wherever you're going. So there is my story and my experience about Mount Rushmore and Rapid City, South Dakota. If you guys have any other questions, please comment down below. I would love to be as honest as I can with you. I hope you guys respect that I was being honest. I was a little scared to put this up because I didn't know if you guys would give me some not nice words. So I hope that you guys respect that I was trying to be as honest with you as I could, because I know a lot of people aren't honest in this world, and I want to be honest with you guys because you deserve true and honest reviews. So I hope you guys respect me for that, and I will see you guys next video. Happy travels!